New this morning, some 2020 Democrats are calling for the impeachment of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. This comes after a New York Times report detailed new allegations that Kavanaugh exposed himself to multiple female classmates while he was a student at Yale. NBC News' Stephanie Gosk sat down with the authors of the new book, The Education of Brett Kavanaugh. Stephanie, what do we know about this new book and the reporting on these allegations?
Well, let me kind of lay it out for you here, Steph, about this allegation. This is a male classmate of Brett Kavanaugh's who went to the Senate Judiciary Committee and went to the FBI to say that he was at a party at Yale where he saw Brett Kavanaugh expose himself to a woman and push his genitals, and you'll excuse me, into her face. Now, the woman that is being discussed says she doesn't remember the incident, according to friends. The man who went to the FBI and the Judiciary Committee did not speak to the authors of this book, and that's where this allegation comes from. I would also say, having read the book, that in no way is this allegation giving some kind of top billing in a book that is really an exhaustive look at this entire saga in our country.
Was anyone from the FBI, the Justice Department, made aware during his confirmation hearing?
Well, NBC News has confirmed that they both were, and that they did not investigate this particular threat. As you know, that investigation was a limited investigation that was done very, very quickly.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. I want to bring into this conversation former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance and Politico senior Washington correspondent, my friend Anna Palmer. Joyce, put your prosecutor hat on for a moment. The potential victims in this case, she doesn't actually remember this event taking place. Based on what you've read, is this a case you could bring?
Well, you know, this isn't really about a prosecution, Stephanie. This was essentially a job interview. So the FBI was doing not a criminal investigation, but they were looking at Justice Kavanaugh's background. Probably you couldn't bring this case without the victim remembering the incident unless there were multiple credible witnesses who saw the incident. And that's exactly why it would have been in everyone's best interests, including Justice Kavanaugh, for there to be a full investigation into this. If the incident didn't occur, if there wasn't proof, then it would be resolved that direction. The problem here is that there are multiple witnesses who weren't questioned. Congress really needs to engage in oversight of this process to see who directed the FBI to stand down. I suspect that there are internal memos that detail that process. We need to make sure that this process works better in future nominations.
Anna, we've got some Democrats calling for Justice Kavanaugh's impeachment. Any chance that moves forward?
No, I can't imagine, largely because the Senate is controlled by Republicans. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is not about to start impeachment proceedings. But I do think this actually has a big issue that for Republicans they could use as a galvanizing issue to drum up excitement for Donald Trump in the 2020 election. We've seen time and time again that judges are something that Republicans go out and vote